Everyone. So we will start. So next session is about Gemini from the Women Tech Maker. So where's the speaker? Where is it? Leticia? She left? She freaked out? No. Yeah, I heard that it was a little bit noisy on the back end. So yeah, please focus to the talk and then yeah. So Stefania?
Hello. Okay, here we are. So welcome to this workshop about Gemini. It has already been said, we are Women Tech Makers Montreal. Woo! Yo! Okay. So how many of you knows already Women Tech Makers? Okay. I would expect everybody. I will tell what is Women Tech Makers. So Women Tech Makers is a program by Google that it has been created to celebrate women in tech and for International Women's Day. Here in Montreal, we have a chapter, and we usually do one event per year where we have a lot of talks, soft talks, tech talks, and especially we have a lot of networking. And I think it's the best part because we are proud to say that after our event, especially in the last 2 years, we had people with new jobs. So it's something that goes beyond the day of the event. It's also a journey for the volunteers, so if any one of you want to become a volunteer, you are all welcome, not only women. It's a journey because you can learn a lot how to organize an event and also how to manage the software behind the event, to create design, website, and so on. So it's something interesting for everybody. Hello, by the way, I'm Stefania Pecore. I came from Italy, and I've been working in AI since 2008 or 9, something like that. And I've been working in several industries, manufacturing, video games, healthcare right now, and also education. I have a background in research. And I'm also a mentor for different organizations, not only in Google, also Women in AI and Women in Games. And since this year, I'm also the lead of Women Tech Makers Montreal, and I've been appointed by UNESCO as an expert in AI, so that I can stay update for responsible AI, at the same time I can convey the message behind everything that is responsible AI and ethical AI. Woo. And now the word to Leticia.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Leticia Pires, and I'm Brazilian. And my background is civil engineering, but currently I'm working as a data scientist consultant and machine learning instructor. And yeah, I worked in diverse projects in education, media, startups using GCP. And I'm also a Woman Tech Maker ambassador, and I'm part of the program. School in Brazil is a Lura, so I'm a Luristar ambassador, and I'm mentor for Mulheres em Dados also. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Hanin. I am a student software engineering at Concordia. So I joined Women Tech Makers around 2 years ago, and I met these beautiful ladies and a few more that are in the audience right now. I am also the GDST lead at Concordia University, so if we have any students here, join us. We have like a bunch of events as well. Apart from that, I am also, my experience has mostly been interning, as a student. So I did some backend dev, some cloud dev, some front-end stuff. So that's it for presentation. Now, onto the agenda. We're going to have 3 parts to today's presentation. The first one is going to be the theory between like Gemini 1.0 and Gemini 1.5. The second part is going to be the practice part, and then we're going to talk about the multimodal world of Gemini. Okay, so onto the first part. We all know that right now, LLMs are really the hot topic in AI. Google has been in this space with the Gemini family for a few years now with the Gemini 1.0 models, so the Pro, the Ultra, and right now they introduced the Gemini 1.5 model. So we're going to first talk about the switch in architecture between the 2 models and how this is going to affect, the way the models are and how we're able to use them. So the first model, all of the first models are based on transformer-based architectures. So basically, one single large network is going to be responsible for processing sequential data. It has multiple layers. And the new models, basically, they take this network and they kind of, and they kind of divide it into smaller models that each are like expert in their own tasks. And then there's a gating network that determines which expert is going to do which task. So this is much more efficient. So to take an analogy, let's just so we all understand better, imagine we have a large team that's working on a very large project. The way the first model would approach that is it would have all of the developers collaborating together to tackle this very large project. So as you can imagine, each developer has their own expertise, but they all have to work together. They have to communicate, to collaborate. So there's a lot of overhead involved. And the new project, the way it would work is we would divide that into very small tasks, and we would assign the task to each specific developer. And so each person would be very focused on their talk and on their task. And the communication would be done by a coordinator that's like coordinating the whole team. So that's much more efficient. On to the second thing that was introduced with Gemini 1.5, which is a larger context window. What that means is that the model is going to remember more of previous conversations that you had with it, and it's also going to be able to take larger inputs. So whether that is your actual query or request that is large, or any supporting data, text, images can be larger as well. So the first generation had 32,000 tokens. The second one has 128 available to the public right now, and up to 1 million tokens. If you're one of those people who always want the best, you can also sign up for 2 million. It's on a wait list right now. Yeah, so that goes for the Pro and the Flash, and they're currently testing up to 10 million for the Pro. So we're looking forward to next versions as well. Gemini 1.5 also introduced new multimodal capabilities. So that means that the model is able to take like audio, images, and code as well as text, and treat all of this as one single input. So they're not going to be able, they're going to be able to treat all this as a single input and answer your requests. And then one more thing, it has domain-specific knowledge. Because the new model has been trained on a larger data set that is more diverse as well. And so it's going to be able to assist you in tasks like in very specific fields like medicine, legal, technical stuff for developers as well. And then overall, to just wrap up, 1.5 Pro performed 87% more than 1.0 Pro on benchmarks when they've been tested on text, obviously, for 1.0 because it doesn't support the other 2. But that's a pretty big number, so we're looking forward to see how it performs as we're using it. Okay, now on to Stefania for the next part.
And I'm back. So we will talk a little, like we do a little of practice. This will be more on the Studio AI, and then we will have Vertex AI and Collab. So how many of you have already used or know what is Google AI Studio? You also know? That's interesting. You see me? Okay, perfect. Okay, so Google AI Studio is basically, you can imagine as a user interface, it's a web interface, where you can test your models, you can play with it. It requires no code. But however, it can then help you to build your application because you can download all the code in different languages, and you can use them with the API key. So it's very interesting if you want to play a little. It's a playground. So, quiz. I want you to reply. I have 3 apples today. Yesterday I ate an apple. How many apples do I have now? Are you sure? Okay, you're right. So we asked this question to Gemini 1.0 and 1.5, and we saw that 1.5 was able to not only reply in a correct way, but also to explain why, which is very, very interesting in terms of logic. Second quiz. What's heavier, a kilo of feathers or a pound of steel? Sorry, what is the reply? Okay, you cannot reply. Okay, so. Okay. So, this question is a little tricky because we know that pound and kilos are not the same. At least we know that Gemini 1.5 Pro knows that, and now we know everybody. And so basically, we cannot say that they will measure the same, because especially like pounds, it's 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. So yeah, so it's over with the quiz. Okay. So what I'm showing to you is basically some tests that we usually do with LLM to understand the consistency of the replies and also how logically they reply. So there is also another test that is, can you please generate 10 sentences that end with the word apple? This is a way to test if the LLM can understand the user and also if can follow the instruction especially. And it's kind of hard from the result to say who is the winner. Probably it's Gemini 1.5, but the difference, at least for this example, is not too much. But however, both they were able to reply to follow our instruction. Then there is another test that I really love. It is called the needle in a haystack. So we talk about the context window, we talk about, we can say, the memory of the large language models. So this test is very nice because we will use a very long text, and then at some point in the middle of the text, we will just write something that is totally unrelated. In this case, what I wrote was that, I don't remember in which, like, what was the year, in the 17th century, Steph learned, I think in Madrid, the Pedro dance. And I asked at that point to Gemini 1.5 Flash and Pro if they were able to reply to the question, when and where did Steph learn the Pedro dance? So Gemini 1.5 Flash was not really able in this case to tell me the reply. But 1.5 Pro, it was able to find the reply in the text. And the text was very, very long, however. And of course, this is fake news. I was not living during that time. Okay, and now we go into the other session, that is the multimodal world of Gemini. So this is a see, yes. So you can download from the QR code the code itself. You can scan it. And we also put a video so that we make sure that everything will work. But I'm pretty sure that you have the code on the notebook. So this is the tricky part because it's a Mac, and I usually don't use Mac. So it's fantastic. Okay. Yeah, they can see. You can, yeah. So, oh, okay, I can use it, wait. So, this workshop will show you a different way to use Gemini 1.5, and we will do also some comparison with Gemini 1.0 where it is applicable. So, first of all, what we did, it was, well, to install all the dependencies that we need for Vertex AI, and to use also our collab. So everything that you see, you usually can also retrieve it from the notebook from Google directly. So it's not something new, we will go over very rapidly. And after importing all the libraries, we also assign the different models so that we can reuse that. Yes. Oh yeah, and here you can see how to basically enter your project for Vertex AI from your Google Cloud account. Of course, we put your project ID because we don't want to have more extra costs, but for sure, if you have your Google account, you can put your project ID and replicate it. Are you able to see correctly, or you want to zoom it? Okay. Please, Master of Mac. Yes. It's better? No, it's not better. More and more. And now, it's okay, okay. Perfect. It's like being my parents. Okay. So first thing that we did, it was the textual understanding. So we compared Gemini 1.0 and 1.5, and we asked a question: what is the average weather in Mountain View? It was interesting for us since on May we were there. And considering the weather, please provide some outfit suggestions. So as you can see, this is the reply for Gemini 1.0. I mean, it's already a lot. We have a lot of information. We have, however, a really good reply, I would say. In terms of outfit suggestion, they are divided by part of the body, which is, I really like that. It's very organized, and we have also the additional tips. Then we did the same for Gemini 1.5. More or less, we had a similar reply, but I will say that it's more friendly, and it was also giving titles of how to dress. So probably from the user experience is more engaging. And at the same time, I mean, I would say the information are more or less the same, but it is more friendly, more human-centered, we can say, in replies. Then, we did also another task that is the document summarization. So we were not able to do the same with the PDF with Gemini 1.0 because we had an error, since usually Gemini 1.0 is used for text. But 1.5 is also able to handle the PDF. So we just took the Gemini 1.5 paper, and we asked about how can you basically summarize this paper for us. So we can say that the reply was very, very good. It was able to basically give us the overview of the model, and especially the parts that are the most interesting for the user. And I really loved also the responsible deployment part. So I think now it's your turn.
Okay. So another cool component is being able to understand and reason across the images. And so in this case, we have an example using Gemini 1.0 provision in 1.5 Pro. So basically, we provide to Gemini two images of glasses. So these two images, glass 1 and glass 2. And we are asking to Gemini, which of these glasses do you recommend for me based on my face shape, considering that I have an oval face? So yeah, and explain how you reached this decision and provide your recommendation based on my face shape. And please give me an explanation for each. So as you can see in the first one, this is for Gemini 1.0. Basically, Gemini I recommend glass one for you because they have a rectangular shape that will help you to balance your oval face. But it's a short response. When you try the same for Gemini 1.5, asking the same question, Gemini 1.5 provide friendly response and with more details, like people with oval faces are lucky, he said. They can typically wear a wide variety of frame shapes, and Gemini explained why and the options that um, is better for your face. And the last sentence, remember, fashion is about expressing yourself. Have fun with it. So 1.5 is friendly comparing with the Gemini 1.0. So yeah, now we also can generate a video description, for example. So in this case, we have an example of video I put to here. Is without audio, it's just video. And we are asking to Gemini, what is shown in this video? Where should I go to see it? And what are the top 5 places in the world that look like this? So yeah, the video shows a place in Turkey. And here, Gemini provides 5 places that is similar to this place that you can visit. And you can see, you can confirm this information on this link. If you click on this link, you can see that this place is Turkey. And yeah, also we can ask, for example, which line is this? Where does it go? What are the station stops in this video? Show you. So we are asking these questions for this video. And the response is, this is the Confederation line in Ottawa. And the Gemini also provided the stations, the stops for this line. And also you can, if you click on this link, you can confirm this information. So now, about the audio understanding, we can also see the power of Gemini with audios. So from here, we are providing to Gemini one episode of our podcast, that the podcast that Women Tech Makers launched about 2 weeks ago. Sorry, I think 2 weeks ago. And I even recommend you to listen this first episode because it's about Google I/O. So we talked a little bit about the announcements, mainly about AI. So yeah, I will show you the video that we are using in this case. Oh, the sound is not working. Oh, sorry. I forgot.
Yeah.
Working?
Okay, so today we are going to talk about Google I/O. It was a recent event by Google. We were there, and we were there with also the other communities, such as the Cloud and Flutter communities and the GDG communities. And today we will talk a little how it was, and especially the updates from Google. We have a lot to say. Of course, we are a little biased because we are from the AI point of view, but we will interview other people that have different specialties, so it will be very interesting. And what is Google I/O?
So, if you don't know what this event is, basically, Google I/O is an annual developer conference held by Google, and it happened in Mountain View, California. And this event brings announcements of new technologies. And to start, so I need to stop because we don't have much time. But yeah, so in this case, we are asking to Gemini to summarize the information, provide a short summary and title for the audio. Yeah, basically topics about what we're talking in the podcast. And yeah, Gemini provide the title, Google I/O impressions. This is just a short audio, so yeah, in this audio we are just talking about our impressions and what is Google I/O, first time at Google I/O. Yeah. So yeah, and also for we are also able to generate entire this transcription. That is a great use case for Gemini 1.5 Flash, because Gemini 1.5 is faster. So yeah, here we also ask to transcribe this interview using the Flash model, and yeah, Gemini gives this response with the time, and with speaker A, that's Stefania, and speaker B, that's is me. And also, we can combine multiple modalities. So in this first case, we have a video and audio. So the first video that I showed you was just the video without audio. In this case, we
ゲームモード
have
が作動して画質がさらに上がるんです。
we have the image and also the audio. So we are combine those. Yeah, and also the same. We ask to Gemini provide a description of the video. The description should also contain an important dialogue from the video, and Gemini gives this response. And also we can combine images, video, audio, and text. In this case, also we are using the podcast, the video that we posted on YouTube, and we got a short video, short part of the podcast. And in the video we show this, we have this this screenshot, and we are asking, basically we are asking to Gemini when is the moment in the image happening in the video. So tell me at which minute of the video the image appears. So yeah, the image appears at minute 2, around 2 of the video, and basically we are closing the video, thanking people for watching and inviting them to watch the following episodes. And yeah, that's it. So oops. So if you are interested to know more about the Woman Tech Makers events, and if you want to watch the podcast, listen on Spotify, you can scan this QR code, and you can see the complete episode. Thank you.
It's time for the question. If you have question, otherwise. Yeah, oh, wow, a question from you. Wow, okay, yes. You want to reply? I will reply. We reply together. Okay. So the the podcast, as she mentioned, started just this month. So the idea is basically to have, to begin, more or less, we will have a 12 episode for the first year, and we will talk about AI for sure because it's something that is trendy and we really like it. But there will be, as we usually do also during the event, also other types of technology. The idea is to basically have one co-organizer that will host the episode, and then we will have a guest, and will be we hope, a famous and a technical guest. And we will talk about technology in general. Usually an episode is around 25 minutes, if I remember correctly.
Three guesses. Jim, Billy, and Carolina. They were for the first episode, but the next episodes we will invite more people to talk about.
And you will not know it until you click on Spotify and hear about it. So please hear about it. Yes? Go. Yeah. Okay. Who wants to reply to this? Me? Me, of course. Okay. Okay, okay, you cannot hear me, yes. So yeah, I didn't compare exactly because I would be honest, I don't use Gemini because at work I cannot use it. However, I know that there have been a lot of comparison between Gemini and other models, in particular with ChatGPT, of course. And it seems that the Gemini 1.5 Pro is comparable to ChatGPT. Yes. I will not hear. I can. Jean, go. Save me. The video. What? We are the only video. I can improvise, but I don't know.
Can you hear me? Yeah, is the video modality supported publicly? Videos?
This
no.
video, yes,
Gemini.
you will find it publicly.
It's public?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can also, we have the QR code, yeah. If you, yeah. In the QR code, you will find the exact code that we are using. Yeah, there is another question.
What's the potential? So, can you hear me? Okay. So my question would be, you're showing the multimodality as an input, right? So the video or the audio, but what about as an output, like generating the video with the audio or cross-referencing, right? Like writing a text and build me a video with someone talking about something.
Yeah. If I understood you, you mean like, for example, we have, you asked about the, I don't know if I understood your question.
Yeah, so basically you shown the video where, I don't remember, but something was happening, right? Like, so basically the model can check the video and interpret, like, I have this image on top of this video, I can understand which position it is. I've even seen some other demos where you can say like a specific phrase and when did the person in the video said this phrase, right? But all of those are inputs, right? Can the model generate that as an output? Like I can just say generate an audio of someone talking and I don't know, mixing it up with another thing, right?
We, yeah, but we also had one use case that we didn't use in the presentation about the e-commerce. So basically, we were asking to Gemini. We had like um, three different rooms, and we were asking to Gemini which art fits better with the rooms. So in this case, we can get a reply. I don't know if this is your question.
So I think what you're saying is basically we asked to the model to generate some art that was perfect for the room we have in mind. That was right. Okay. So it can generate in that case. It's not only explicability, it's also generation. Oh my, okay. Sorry. Luckily, I'm also a singer, so I can talk very loud. So there was a use case that we didn't show. It was about retail commerce. And in that case, we had different rooms, and we asked to the model to provide us some arts that were okay for that kind of style of the room. Okay.
We also have, if you can check the GitHub with a lot of use case. One of these is, I don't have the link here, but yeah, you can check on GitHub a lot of use case. This one is one of the use case presented on Google I/O.
All right, so we are running out of time. So we have last session left. So during the session, we're going to have the open discussion. So if you have more questions, you can ask questions at the time. All right, so Adam, are you ready?
Hello? I talk very low, so you might want to turn up the volume. All right. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because we're like 30 minutes behind schedule, so I'm going to go pretty quickly. But my name is Adam. I am a student at McGill University. I'm also the Google Developer Student Club lead for McGill. Outside of school, I work in biotech. So if you're interested in the industry, I do like drug discovery. Just come talk to me. I'm like very receptive to talking about it. But yeah, so in May I was invited with everyone else to go to I/O, and here I'm going to give a recap of our trip and hopefully fill in some gaps between the presentations, but I'll try to skip what has already been mentioned. All right, so Google I/O was 2 days. Day one was mostly the Google and developer keynotes. They announced a lot of things, mostly AI related, but part of the afternoon was also breakouts and demos, and I'll show you some pictures of that later. And then we wrapped up with a party and dancing at the developer block party. The second day was entirely breakout sessions, kind of dialogues. You can go to all these sessions and hear about them. We had 5 tracks. There was AI, cloud, mobile, web, and dialogues. They ran all day, so we all attended many sessions, and we won't have much time to talk about it right now, but in the Ask Me Anything or afterwards, you can ask us about it. So to kick off the day, we started the Google keynote at 10 a.m. with a kind of show from Marc Rebillet. I don't know if you know him, but he's a DJ who makes music in front of everyone live. And in this case, he used AI to kind of make the tracks, and he was mixing it in front of us. And he was using this tool called Music FX. I put the QR code here if you want to try it out. It's essentially the screen right here, and you would kind of put in a prompt, get some audio like you were talking about earlier, there was a question about it. And then you can kind of mix it together live. And if you saw the keynote, it woke you up. It was very energetic, and that's how we kicked that off. After that, we had the Google and developer keynotes. So these are some takeaways. There's a lot more that was announced, but I'll mention some of them. In terms of Gemini, like we mentioned earlier, there was 1.5 Flash that was announced, which is a kind of lightweight Gemini model. And then they also announced the 2 million tokens for Gemini Pro, which is pretty exciting. There's a lot of new things that you can do with that, and it really puts them ahead of every other model. It's by far the biggest context window for LLMs. So it is, if you want to compare different LLM models, this is one of the big advantages of Gemini. And then they talked about Project Astra, which is essentially this video AI assistant where you can have this a camera and like walk around and ask it questions. And what's really cool about it is it keeps the context of the earlier parts of the video as you're asking it questions. So they gave this demo where they were kind of showing some code on camera and asking it a question, what is this code doing? And then they kept walking around, and then they asked, where are my sunglasses? And it responds, oh, your sunglasses were on the desk a few seconds earlier next to the apple. So that was pretty cool. You can imagine some cool things you can do with that. And then after that, they announced some kind of Google Workspace integrations that Stacey mentioned a bit. Like Gmail is getting some kind of helping with writing things and also some summaries. So that's going to be coming soon. And then search got AI overviews. If any of you have seen them, it's kind of this window at the top of your Google search that gives this AI response of what you searched. They also announced some new models like VO. The question earlier about writing text and generating a video, this is their brand new model for doing that. It's like a high resolution video that's created from text. VO, I think it either just came out or it's about to come out. Imagen 3 was also announced, which is the next step for Imagen. And it's text to image, high resolution, better than Imagen 2. And then AlphaFold 3, I'm in biotech. I'm very interested in what's happening in bio, and they talked a little bit about it, but it's a very exciting technology. If you want to talk about it afterwards, you can come ask me. And then yeah, they announced some tools and new features like image FX, video FX, and music effects. Some of those already existed, others just got more features. So there's some tools you can check out if you want to play with the models that are kind of out there pretty easily. And then some non-AI announcements that I found were really interesting. I don't know if we mentioned them already, but Firebase is getting a kind of relational database new tool with PostgreSQL through Data Connect, the service. And then Kotlin multi-platform, like Jin mentioned earlier, it's getting more support. It's officially getting supported by Google. So that's one of their announcements. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. These are photos of us at the event. These are mostly about the keynote, and then we have our group picture with most of the Montreal organizers. It was a really big venue, a couple thousand people there, I think like over 5,000. This are more pictures, more pictures of the venue. At the bottom right, these are like these booths that they had for demos. You can walk up and kind of try out new technology. I tried out some Android games that were pretty complex, and you got a controller. You can try them out. And they're all running like on a tablet. So that was pretty cool. Day 2, it was mostly sessions, so less pictures, but we all attended some sessions. One of the big things that they talked about was this competition, the Gemini API developer competition, where you can win the electric DeLorean from Back to the Future in the corner. If you want to enter, I put the QR code to check it out. There's also like tens of thousands of dollars in prize money. So I think a lot of people are competing, but yeah, it was a pretty cool car. And then this session in the bottom left is one of the ones that I attended. It was about AI in healthcare and like how AI can help doctors in their everyday, like with charting and stuff. So it was very interesting. More pictures from from day 2. Yeah. And then, yeah, we got some demos. This is the last part I'll talk about. So I found these really cool. The first one was, for me, super interesting. It's called Project Starline. It's essentially this flat screen that is 3D. And they were demoing like a video call. It looked like a hologram. And essentially what it is, it's like 6 cameras, I think, and this special film on the screen that's sending different images to both of your eyes. So you see a 3D image. And it was really weird looking at it. So you can imagine all the kind of applications that are going to come out of that. But it was a really cool technology to try out. And then the other one was just kind of some demo of different tools put together. The AI soccer coach, like this is the score that Jin got. Essentially, you kick a ball, and it was looking at how you're kicking it, tracking the ball, and it was going to give you some scorecard about your performance, your power, accuracy, and then giving you some tips on what you can improve with your kick. But yeah, so now we're going to go to the panel and ask me anything.